Lots. Lots. This is Bowie. He is an 8-year-old Belgian Malinois. As you can see, he's a big, ferocious dog. Nay, he knows I've got a ball. He smells it already in my pocket. We use all the fancy training that we give these dogs. When it comes down to it, the only thing that they really care about is a 25-cent tennis ball. That's all they want. Years of training comes down to a tennis ball. Good luck. Off. That's it. That's all he wants is a little bitty tennis ball. I can get him to do all kinds of cool stuff. Take it up. Sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Good bruh.
Have you ever been bitten by anything or another dog?
I haven't. We call it, you're not a real dog handler until you've been bit. So everybody's been bit. Unfortunately, I came out on a losing end, and I have the grip strength of a 70-year-old female on my left hand. When I make a fist, my middle finger doesn't close up anymore. That's as far as it goes, and it's kind of crooked. We had a disagreement whenever I very first got him. They have to understand who Daddy is, and he didn't respect me as Daddy one day when we were still learning. So I paid the price. He was trained for about 2.5 years. That's a little bit longer than normal, but we paid for a little bit extra obedience training for him. When you get a real high-strung dog like Bowie, the more training and obedience that you have, the better it is, the safer it is, because there's such a real wild kind of a dog. What you want, you know, whenever it's go time against the bad guy, you want a dog that's going to be real high-strung. As you can see just for that little tennis ball how crazy he is. Sit down. Good boy. Less. Sit. Less. It. Thank you. I don't know where to go. Notice the intensity that he has. Once the ball goes away, he's going, who's next? Who has my ball? He doesn't know where it is. He's looking for it. He's like, do you have it? Do you have it?
Checking your hands. He's got it.
He'll look. Sit. Bowie. Bowie.
No, he heard it.
Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Sit down. Sit down. He likes to be rubbed too. He loves being rubbed, chewing on his ball. Good boy. Good boy. Any other questions for Bowie? Los. Los. Los.
You keep him at the police station?
He lives with Deputy Uber at his house. So if he's not in the car with them, then he's at our office in a kennel. And if he's not in the office and he's at home with him, he lives with him. That kennel's built at their homes.
What?
He's a part of his family, but he's not. The family doesn't get to play with him.
Sorry. We had to go get the ball real quick.
I have a golden retriever. I was throwing a tennis ball for him on the golf course over there, and I had him on the leash, and whenever I threw the golf ball, he
Pulled you all the way with you.
We'll do that.
That was a day with a lot of grass stands.
It's one of the things that we look for when we pick out the dogs is how hard they want to fight for that ball. because that means that if they'll pull you real hard, that means they really, really want to work. Don't you? You want to work? It's hard for some people to believe. You see, he's sitting there wagging his tail, and 5 minutes from now, we could be chasing a robbery suspect through the woods. And you know what? Whenever he actually does catch somebody and bites, he'll still wag his tail. And the guy will be yelling and screaming, and he still wags his tail because to him, it's just what his job is. Dogs don't know this is a bad guy, that's a bad guy. It's all a game to them.
What things has this dog found?
We found lots of marijuana, cocaine, heroin. We've caught heroin before. Methamphetamines is real big. We've caught a lot of it. With that, he only smells drugs, but with the drugs, sometimes we find lots of money with it. So we've got at one time we got $30,000 in cash that were hidden with some drugs. Several guns that bad guys had that didn't need to have. So even though he's not trained to smell money or guns, sometimes when you find the drugs, there's other stuff that's with it that we can take. Got several bad guys. Yes, ma'am. It's called a Belgian Malinois. He's from Holland. Yeah, he was born in Holland and trained in Holland. He came over to the United States when he was 3. Kind of looks like a German Shepherd. You good? Yeah, it's good.
Thank you.
Okay. You want me to call you when I'm done? Yeah. All right. See? A little bit shorter hair than a German Shepherd. A little bit smaller frame. But his athleticism makes up for his small frame. He can jump up and grab a guy by his shoulder and tackle him and bring him down. So just because he's a little guy doesn't mean that he can't do what the bigger dogs do, right? If you don't like smelling like a dog or having slobber all over you all day long or having your car smell like dog, being a K-9 handler is pretty fun. But my wife constantly is doing my laundry. On the weekends we have clean the truck out day. My kids hate it. But we have to take everything out of my truck. Everything out of my truck. Disinfect it. I take a leaf blower and I literally blow my truck out from all the hair.
That's a good way.
And then I take a vacuum cleaner and then I go through and vacuum. Then I do disinfectant top to bottom.
It's like heavy duty.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pain. I mean, it'll take 4 or 5 hours.
I have 2 bloodhounds and they'll just slobber and shit everywhere.
Yep, that comes with it. But then whenever you've got one in your office that you what you call your office all day long, constantly, 50 hours a week, you get a lot of dog hair. All my stuff smells like dog. But when I worked in the jail, all my clothes used to smell like the jail. You wouldn't think it, but you start smelling like where you work, and it was gross. So I'd much rather smell like dog than the jail. What do you think? Do you look like a big meanie? No, he doesn't. He's like a puppy. Just like a big old puppy.
Look at it, he's waiting.
Good, Ruffy.
Have you ever ripped open a tennis ball?
Oh yeah. Some of the bigger dogs, their mouths are a little bit stronger than his. We'll be sitting around talking about what we're going to do, and a dog will have one in his mouth, and you'll hear it pop in the dog's mouth. We're like, oh, killed another tennis ball. Time to get another one. There's like guys that just walk around with bags full of tennis balls. Because once they pop, they don't bounce anymore. And what the dogs like about the tennis balls is they're real bouncy. So it makes them think that it's almost what we call, it stimulates his prey drive, which is his drive to chase things. He thinks it's kind of like a little rabbit or a squirrel or something. So the unpredictability and the bouncing around makes it seem like it's alive to him. So whenever it's dead, not bounce around, it's not fun to do. Do y'all want to, I got a bunch of equipment we can check out. You want to check out the equipment?